you free game for this game called life through interviews, stories, and experiences. Because I can't lie to y'all, life can be hard and challenging without the proper information and wisdom. So we're going to have on entrepreneurs, athletes, business owners, experts of all fields, social media influencers, and just flat out great people with amazing stories. So tap in with us every Friday at 11 a.m. to get yourself some free game. Let's get it. So then tell us, bro, Uncle Willie.
Yes, sir.
What did he mean to you? Because you said he was the hero for you. And your dad's still alive. This is his brother?
So actually, he's my godfather. I just call him my uncle.
Okay.
They've known, him and his wife have known my parents since like 84.
Okay.
And my mom did Uncle Willie's wife, Aunt Mona's hair, and they just stayed close. So.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Now, he was more like a father figure that you wanted? Because you had your dad your entire life.
My father was definitely my father figure.
Yes.
I didn't really idolize or get hip to like rappers or athletes. Oh, I want to be him when I grow up. He was the only person that I was like, I want to be like him.
Yes.
He portrayed everything in a black man that I was like, that's what I need to be.
Really?
He was powerful. He was charismatic.
Yeah.
When he passed away at his funeral, at least 40 people were saying that was my best friend.
Really?
And I was just like, wow. He made all those people feel like that.
Yeah.
I want to obtain that type of just charismatic, like joy he had in his heart. It was from God. You couldn't forge it. You couldn't lie about it. Like, it was just authentic.
Really? Now, if we can go into detail, how did he pass away?
Brain cancer.
Wow.
One of the smartest the smartest man I knew.
Yes.
He was talking about artificial intelligence to me back in 2005.
Way before it
was.
Really?
Yeah, he was ahead of his time. So to see him pass from brain cancer, it was ironic in the wildest way.
Yes.
But even with brain cancer, he's battling, still witty, still cracking jokes, and still giving me encouragement like, you need to do this. He was giving me direction with a rotting brain.
Yes.
Overcame it once.
Wow. Yeah.
It came back, and even with that second time, still giving direction. And he knew his time was near. He would say things like, I'm tired. He could just tell. This is, I'm talking about 230 pure muscle.
Okay.
And you could just kind of see him withering away.
Okay.
So he knew his time was coming.
That hurts.
But with that, he was still executing his mission.
Yes.
To the very last second he was here. So
really,
that's my hero.
So if he was right here watching us on this podcast right now, what would he say to Mr. Emmanuel Clayton?
He would say, Mr. Emmanuel Calton, he would say, I told you. Every time that I was confident as a child, either a hater per se, maybe a peer, it may be a peer's parent, it may be a teacher, would try to bring my joy down. And he was the one that always brought it right back up. Hey, don't forget who you are. You're supposed to be special. You're supposed to get picked on.
Yeah.
Don't let that take away from what you got going in your heart and your mind and your spirit. He's like, you have a joy when you play the game. At the time, I was 5, 6, 7 years old, and he was just like, keep that. Don't let anyone tear you down. So I hope he would say, I told you so, because the great things that's happened in my life, God bless it, he would talk to me about that as a young kid.
Yeah.
You're going to be a coach after you finish playing basketball.
Oh, come on.
Just things like that where I'm just like, no. Yes.
Wow.
He called it. Like, yeah.
Wow.
So this necklace isn't just like a fine piece of jewelry.
Yeah.
It's a lot more.
Way more.
A lot more.
Now, do you feel less than or like empty in a term without it on? Like, you know it's missing.
I feel it when I don't have it on. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what is that feeling when you put it on? Like, what is it? Is it like
security.
A cable? Okay.
It's security for sure. It's just I can hear his laugh every time I put it on. And so it's my security blanket, if you will.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Free Game Podcast, where we give you free game for this game called life. I'm your host, CJ Moss, and joining me right now is the head basketball coach to Pro Skills 2027 and the varsity assistant basketball coach to Grace Prep Academy.
Yes, sir.
One of the top academies in the world, come to find out. So we have Mr. Emmanuel Clayton. Show me some love, coach. You know, I appreciate you coming out now, bro.
Thanks for having me.
Now, we're going to get right into it, bro. I'm finna throw you for a huge loop.
Let's do it.
Did you see that river fight, bro? Alabama. No, coach, talk to me. Talk to me.
That was the modern day Nat Turner revolt. Do you know about the Nat Turner revolt?
Tell me more.
So Nat Turner, this is back in the slave days.
Okay.
He essentially was tired of being mistreated.
Yep.
I'm talking, I think, excuse me if I'm wrong, it's either 1600s or 1800s, but those are even number. But anyways, him and he gets a bunch of guys with them, and they just basically attack the slave owners. They've had enough. Down in the South as well.
Oof.
They had enough, and they start rebelling against slave owners.
Come on.
And I just saw a Nat Turner in modern times right there.
Yes.
The whole context of that black security guard getting picked on. I mean, he was getting jumped. What was it, 4-on-1?
It was a couple.
4-on-1, 5-on-1, and just to see other African Americans not knowing this man, but just that lineage of like brotherhood, right?
Yes.
Protecting one of your own.
Okay.
I hate the violence of it.
Of course,
I hate the violence. But the
Absolutely.
unison that was portrayed amongst African Americans in that situation, it gave me hope.
Wow.
It gave me hope.
Wow. So then tell me, because you're coach.
Yep.
You're a coach, bro. And that's potential to happen because you have a team full of colorful men.
For sure.
Colorful young men, I'm sorry.
For sure.
Black, white, all colors
all
and whatnot.
diversity,
But primarily, chocolate brothers, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So with that, if and when that were to happen in a game or off the court and you find out about it, you're not with them, but you find out about it, what do you tell your team as the coach? Like, what do you tell, like, one of our players getting jumped, he threw the hat up, and we know the sign. We heard the horns go, Autobots roll out.
Yeah, man.
And everybody jumped in. Don't care who was there. I don't care what the argument was about.
Yeah.
I'm coming in, and I'm coming in for the kill.
Oh, yeah.
Not literally, but figuratively.
For sure.
What do you tell the players, bro?
I tell them that violence is never the first and primary answer.
Okay.
But at the same time, please always protect your own. Because the only thing worse than violence is watching your brother just be beaten to a pulp or just attacked in any format.
Come on.
It might not even be physical.
Yeah.
But if you're not able to stand up for your own, where's the unison? Where's the unity? So I would say protect your own at all costs first and foremost. But violence should not be the automatic go-to.
Yeah.
But protection.
Yeah.
You got to prioritize protecting your own.
Yes.
So.
Now, this clip was like 10 minutes.
Oh, it was
So if you guys have not seen the riverboat in Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama,
Yeah.
If you have not seen it, go on Twitter, Instagram, anywhere, any platform, and look up River Fight. And you're going to notice it. You're going to see it, and you're going to watch it. It's going to be different angles from certain people that were there that were recording it. But there's a main clip that's like 7 to 10 minutes. And it's one from one specific angle, and you can pretty much see the whole entire clip just unfold from literally just two men essentially just yelling at each other to all these people in a brawl.
Yeah.
And you just see this person, that person. You see chairs flying. You doing this, you doing that. Even Walmart is like, hey, we got chairs for $14 now just in case. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those situations. But when you see that, say you're not the guy that's the security guard, but you're the guy that's coming and running for help. You're seeing it from a distance. Now, black and white, after this show, you go to the Walmart or whatever, and you see your brother getting picked on or somebody you know, whatever. What's your next step?
If it's that same synonymous situation where it's just a clear, unfair advantage, I'm going to have to protect my own.
Okay.
Just naturally, the morals that my grandmother had taught me about the things that they had to go through in unison was the only thing that got them through.
Yeah.
I mean, she said that she was, there was dentist appointments for coloreds at the veterinarians. Like, they couldn't go to the dentist office. And I'm thinking, wow, this is just 2 generations above me.
Say that one more time because they heard it, but they didn't hear it.
Her generation was still doing dental appointments for themselves, the African Americans, the coloreds, in a veterinarian office, not into an actual dentist office like the regular people do. No.
In other words, saying you're an animal.
You're on the same level as an animal.
You're not a...
And that's 2 generations above. So that still hits close to home.
Wow.
So unison, she said unison is the only thing that got us through. I just want to keep that unison for generations to come.
Yeah. So what about the people the peacemakers out there? Because you see, if you watch the video, there's a couple of people just essentially trying to pull people off.
Absolutely.
If you really watch the video in detail, I want to say the first brother that came in with the black shirt, he was just trying to get the guys off of the other brother.
Yeah.
It wasn't until everybody else in their mom decided to, all right, it's a brawl, let's go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
So what happens when the peacemaker is like, all right, bruh, violence it is. Let's go.
You try to portray peace first and foremost. You make that the priority. When it gets to an essence of defending yourself, I think that's the silver lining of, okay, that's that the flip just got turned on.
Yeah.
Everything's everything. I'm trying to promote peace as much as I can, but if there's punches being thrown at me.
Yeah.
And there's no security, there's no police to break it up right here.
Yeah.
I have to defend myself.
You got to work.
So that's where that fine line really hits for me.
Okay.
We try to keep the peace until an action from the opposition is physical actions made towards me.
Now, opposition, that's a huge word.
Opposition.
Now, again, forgive me if I'm misspeaking. I don't really know what occurred. I just watched the video. So if y'all got some articles or some literature out there for me, please send it to me. Please send it to me because I want to speak out of facts and not out of my feelings.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, and again, of course, we're in the world, a lot of people looked at the video and immediately because it's Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah.
They immediately made it a color.
Oh, yeah.
They immediately made it a race thing.
Yeah.
Black men versus white men.
Yep.
They immediately did that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if it was or wasn't because I don't know the facts. I only know what I seen with my eyes.
Yeah.
Why do people look at that and say, oh, the black guy didn't like the white guy? Why was it not a man versus a man? Why you got to add an additional component with color? Because the obvious, he was a black man and it was a white man. We get the obvious.
Yeah.
But why, without knowing what you need to know, not knowing the facts of the matter, does a random viewer watching this say, oh, it's because he probably called him the N-word. They probably called him and probably.
Yeah. Jump into those stereotypical
Yes.
narratives. I personally believe that comes from political propaganda.
Okay.
It's trained and stained in our brains from generations above us. To make it to our natural inclination of that subject was instantly a racial spat.
Yes.
I love history. I love the context of history.
Absolutely.
During specific wars, 50s, 60s, 70s, whoever our opposition was in that war, there would always be some type of media narrative disdaining that race.
Okay.
Be it Vietnam, be it Japan. In the cartoons.
Yeah.
Like, it is, when I say trained and stained in our brains, so during that essence of era, there was a natural inclination against that race.
Okay.
I mean, you think about 9/11.
Yes. Oh, you finna ruffle some feathers.
Hey, man.
You finna ruffle some feathers.
Am I allowed to do that here?
Tread lightly.
Am
You
I
allowed?
allowed to do that here?
You free, right? You free?
I have actually a plethora of Arab friends
Come on.
that told me post that attack, there was such a negative connotation towards them, and they weren't even doing anything
Yeah.
in that. They weren't part of that.
Okay.
But I'm talking, they remember at recess, their parents talking about it at work, just instantly a cold shoulder effect.
Yes.
And it's all just trained in our brain, that cold shoulder, whatever that narrative is.
Yeah. So are you saying you would agree with the statement, racism is taught?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, okay, coach, like I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And you preaching, but the same way you're taught to eat a certain food, wear certain clothes, say certain things.
Yeah.
Why is it that we teach whoever they is? Why do you teach that this human being, another human being, he just happens to have a little bit more melanin, his color of his skin is a little bit darker. Why do I now say we don't like that?
Yeah.
Why, like, is it because of outside of past traumas, of course, what happened in the past?
For sure.
Because it's the same thing with black folks. They see the same thing with white folks.
Oh, for sure.
Because black folks can be racist too, and white folks and Hispanics and everybody can be
Absolutely.
the hard ER type of stuff.
Absolutely.
So why is it that we put this negative connotation around a color and not a positive one? Hey, that's a brother. He may be able to dance.
Yeah.
He may got good taste in music.
Yeah.
He may be artistic or an athlete even. Why is it? He probably steals. He probably got a couple baby mamas. He probably been to jail. Why do they put that stigma, whoever they is, color's not of black, why do they put that on us?
I want to call it and credit it to small capacity thinking. The positive things that you named about those African Americans, he's an athlete, et cetera, et cetera. It's a small box that society has tried to put the African American in. So even the positives, that's a general and common positive, right? I know a kid right now, I coached him. He's a basketball player, but can naturally do backflips like a gymnast.
Oh, wow.
And
athlete.
it made me think, I've never heard anyone say like, oh, he's going to be a future gymnast.
Okay.
We automatically go to that small slated window, small capacity of like, if I was to say, oh, that 6'5" black guy is going to end up being an Olympic gymnast, everyone's going to be like, that was so left field.
Yeah.
Why was that left field then? So it starts with the window of the context to me.
So, because you waxing deep. You waxing deep because that is around every culture.
Absolutely.
Let's just go black and white here.
Absolutely.
Asians, you're good at math. Hispanic folks, they're good at cooking rice and beans.
Yeah.
Black folks, you're probably a rapper or an athlete.
Yep.
White folks, a lawyer, doctor, engineer that went to Yale or Stanford or something like that. And if you Pakistan, you probably own a gas station or some real estate property.
It's all in the same, window.
Yes. Now, granted, these things are facts.
Yes.
For most, what I just said about majority of those ethnic backgrounds are facts.
Okay.
But they're not facts for everything along those colors, if you will.
Exactly.
So where do you divide the line in he might be this or he might be that? But it's all the same color. But that white man may be more of he wants to be a battle rapper.
Yeah.
Or this white man, he want to go hoop in the NBA.
Yeah.
Or this Hispanic man, he don't really care about he not finna follow his dad's footsteps of being a construction worker.
Yeah.
He about to go do whatever he needs to do. That follow his gift, the passion in his heart. Where do you decipher in Coach Manny in the humans where, hey, I think you need to be doing this. I think you may be better suitable for that.
For sure. I think the word that hits me right now is discernment. For me, if I'm able to literally encounter a spirit, so I'm able to spend time with them.
Yeah.
Oh, that line and that vision gets very clear, very clear to where I've had Anglo friends and I was able to spend countless minutes, hours, days with them.
Yes.
He was rapping the first time I met him, right?
Wow.
Battle rapping. I'm like, okay, you're just trying to do that just to do that. After 3 months with him, oh, that's really who you are. And you're really not bad at it either.
Yeah, you're kind of tough with it.
Having to really to see their spirit day in and day out and be like, okay, this is really what you do. This is not an act or a gimmick.
Yep.
It's kind of how I'm able to be like, okay, the discernment kicks in now. Instead of just judging the book by its cover, I let them show me the pages.
Okay. So then you see it as a coach.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to read something later about coaches and a hard coach equals love.
For sure.
You see it in him.
Yeah.
Or you see it in them.
Yeah.
But whenever their people don't see it in themselves, come on. Like, hey, Coach Manny said that I could be a battle rapper. Well, my mom and dad say go get a job somewhere.
Yeah.
Coach Manny said I'm really good with my words. I'm very prophetic with it. Poetry vibes.
Yeah.
Langston Hughes.
Yeah.
But my mom and dad say, McDonald's hiring for $20 an hour. Go ahead and get you a little job. What do you say to that little boy, that young? Because you probably have some players right now on your team.
Yeah.
That player is having to decide whether who's more important, my coach or my parents.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Family always comes first. Even there's been instances, and there will be instances, to where I feel like where I'm coming from is more effective for what it aligns with their values and their wants.
Okay.
But I would never come between family.
Okay.
I would rather do it their way and be like, I think you could maximize yourself X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Because that's your son.
Yes.
You birthed them.
Yep.
You raised them.
Yep.
Like, I want to be a voice and a impactful voice. But that is your son or daughter. You birthed them, you raised them, you fed them, you clothed them. Who am I to come in between that? That is your right.
True.
Even if I don't always agree with it.
Yeah.
Who am I to come in between?
I feel that. I feel that.
But it hurts.
Again, we're not parents just yet. But to the parents out there, because you're listening, where do you divide the line in, okay, this coach is a good man for my son. Like I can see the changes day by day in my son whenever he spends time with coach. But they want to pull that away because it's mine. Yeah. It's my son. You're going to do what I say.
Yeah. Yeah.
And don't ask me why, because I said so.
Yeah.
Where do you, like, as a coach, because you deal with that.
Oh, yes.
Because you got guys, 2027, they're going into 9th grade right now, right?
Yeah.
So they're about to get, young brothers, y'all listening to us right now, you are about to go into a new world in high school. Yeah. I promise you. Yeah. You may have been a big fish in a small small pond in middle school. Like, you was that man, you on 18, you dunk, you do your thing. When you get to high school, completely different beast. It's everybody on the team is a you. Mm-hmm. Every single person on the team is a you. Mm-hmm. So what do you say to your teammates, your coach, players? Yeah. They're going to high school. Mm. Everybody's going somewhere different. Yeah. But you're about to get exposed to more females. Number one. Yeah. Let's come off the top with it.
Let's be honest.
Number one, females. And they come in all shapes and sizes. And by freshman year, 15, 16, like testosterone start going crazy.
For sure.
Females.
Yeah.
Parties.
Yeah.
Alcohol.
Yep.
Marijuana.
Yep.
Bad grades.
Yep.
Only want to play basketball. Only want to play sports. Mm-hmm. What is your advice to the young brothers out there that's about to enter this new wave of their young life?
Know who you are. If you're a believer, know who you are in Christ. And know who you are in yourself. Don't do things just because it's what's cool.
Okay.
we called it, I think the term is conspicuous consumption. It's when you buy something to impress someone else.
External gratification.
Yes.
What I've heard of that.
Yes.
I want you to think that I'm cool because of what I got.
Exactly.
Look at my chain.
Exactly.
That should make me better in your head.
Exactly.
Think I'm cool.
People are making purchases and doing things and making acts just to impress someone else.
Yes.
You writing pages to your own book, hoping that someone else is going to read it. It's not even what you wanted in the book, man.
Wow.
You're just trying to entertain at this point.
Okay.
You know, so just knowing who you are and doing things for yourself. If you like something, like it for yourself.
Okay.
If you feel a certain way, feel that way for you, not because your homeboy had put you onto it or a group of dudes talking about, oh, that would be cool. Who are you?
Yes.
So that would be my biggest thing. Because if you can get that to the core, everything else should fall into place.
Yes. Now, shifting gears, because you said a huge line.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Who are you?
And according to what we talk about behind the scenes,
yeah,
you graduated college, yes?
Yes, sir.
And then you got a finance degree, correct?
I got a business degree.
Business degree. Even broader.
Yep.
Business degree.
Yeah.
And then you got a good, solid paying job.
Yes.
Taking care of you.
Yes.
Got your place, doing your thing.
Yes.
Taking care of business.
Yes, sir.
And then God spoke to you.
Did.
God spoke to you.
He did.
And he been speaking to you.
He has.
And he been penetrating your heart. And then you finally took that leap of faith. And you finally was like, okay, God, it's your world, not mine.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go ahead and do what you do.
Yes, sir.
So with that, for y'all that don't know, Coach Manny graduated from Dallas Baptist University with a bachelor's in business administration.
Yes, sir.
He got a job at a finance firm. Yep.
Correct.
Making good money. Good. I'm talking like, hey, good money. Whatever that means to you, he making good money. And then his heart's always been in basketball. He wants to coach. He wants to do these things. He knows Miles Turner, the center for the Indiana Pacers, all these other different guys in the NBA and whatnot. Like, not that he plays like them, but he knows them and whatnot. So he kind of sold that dream of, I ain't going to the league. I'm not going to the NBA. I'm just not good enough to be there. But you pivoted and you transitioned into the finance world.
Yep.
And then it was probably great. Loved it. You got a degree or whatever. But God was like, no, basketball.
Yeah.
Like, this is why I need you.
Yeah.
Now, everybody knows, and if you don't know, I'm going to tell you, teachers don't get paid the same as a financial advisor does.
They do not.
They don't. So you did it. Yeah. The system that we are put in, you went to school, you got good grades, you went to college, you got good grades, you graduated. After college, you got a big fat student loan debt, and then you got a nice job that's half of what your student loan debt is a year, right?
Yes, sir.
You did everything.
Yeah.
But you were still unsatisfied.
Very.
You were still just like purposeless in a way.
Very much so.
And then God spoke to you.
Finally, for the first time in my life, he spoke to me. I remember being in a young Baptist. I was young in a Baptist church, and I would hear the deacons, the pastor, the reverends. God spoke to me and said, and I would get so frustrated as a kid, even as a teenager. Yeah. How'd you hear him? Because I like, what does he sound like? Does he have an accent? Like, how'd you hear him?
Yeah.
I was desperately trying.
Oh, you're preaching.
Pressing.
No, preach.
Pressing. Yeah. To hear God. Never in my life. For the first time, I heard God. It was December 21st.
Wow.
December 21st.
You know today.
And I'm sitting out on my balcony after a long day.
Yeah.
And at the time we lived at this apartment, the balcony and the pool. So the pool's noise would kind of just calm me down.
Okay, that water.
So it's still, you can't hear nothing but that water.
Okay.
And very, very clearly, I just hear him say, it's time. And I literally look around like, okay, who's here?
Ooh,
like,
ain't nobody.
Because I know I heard a voice. My headphones aren't on. Like, this is and it's, man.
Hey, you've experienced that. You have experienced that. Y'all know what he's talking about.
And he said, it's time to go.
Okay.
It's time to go. I was in a place where, like you just said, I kind of worked my way up in accounting to be rather comfortable.
Okay.
I was making good money without having to work the 65 hours originally that some accountants have to. Wow. It was perfect, but at the same time, it was complacency. I was told by God, if I was to stay there, I wouldn't go anywhere else. I would be there the next 25, 30 years.
Wow.
Which complacency frightened me alone. But the voice made me get up.
Okay.
Literally and metaphorically.
Yeah.
And so I started fasting. He left me on a cliffhanger. He left me on a cliffhanger.
God gonna do some God stuff, ain't he?
Man,
God is going to do some God stuff.
Oh, we're talking now.
Yeah.
So what's the game plan?
Yeah.
Nothing. Crickets. Back to the waves. And I'm just like, left me on red, didn't we? So it's gotta be the worst feeling. I start fasting. So I'm gonna give you the full story. I've only told Marshall because she lived it with me.
Yeah.
My original fast wasn't.
Side note, Marshall is fiance.
Marshall's my
Sorry,
fiancé.
ladies. My man
Love
is
of my
taken.
life.
He finna get married. Sorry, but go ahead. Go ahead.
My original fast wasn't for clarity and discernment about next steps from God, like he had spoken to me on the balcony. My original fast was to be the national coach for Pro Skills 8th grade at the time.
Okay.
There was a lot of just uncertainty about who was going to be doing what, the operations, the coaching, things of that nature. And my heart was beating. I was like, I want to do that. I want to do that. So I'm not going to sit here and lie to you that it was just a perfect match made.
Yeah.
I was instantly obedient to God.
Okay.
Oh, I was not. I heard from God, and then I started thinking about all the things I wanted.
Okay.
Instead of the mission that he needed me to do.
Okay.
So my original fast was to be the Pro Skills coach. It broke down. I mean, I broke the fast early. I never break fast.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew God was like,
now,
hey.
hold a side note. I'm sorry.
Please.
Fast. Fasting, correct?
Fasting, yes.
Now, when people hear fasting, they just think food. You're not eating.
Yeah.
What are you fasting from specifically when you're trying to hear from God?
Yep.
Because you're blessing him right now.
Oh, yeah.
He's blessing you right now. And he's telling you, like, the transition that you're going through because you're unsatisfied. God's unspoken to you directly, and you still not doing what he told you to do.
Yeah. Whew. So the first time, the wrong time, should I call it? I tried it from food.
Okay.
I would only eat fish, right? So no chicken, no beef, nothing else but fish, rice, and water.
Okay.
And it wasn't hitting the same. It wasn't what I knew God had for me. It wasn't that fulfillment. I was still unsatisfied.
Yes.
So I break this fast. I take 7 days of just really trying to find out, okay, I'm sorry. First of all, I apologize to God.
Okay.
Sorry for going to my wants immediately.
Okay.
What do you need me to do?
Okay.
Finally heard from him again.
Yeah.
He was waiting on me to listen to direction and be obedient.
Okay.
So he says, okay, I want you to hear me more clearly than ever. And then he walked away again. So what does that mean to me?
Wow.
I listen to music about 16, 17 hours a day.
Wow.
A day.
Okay.
So from the time I'm awake to the time I go to sleep, I listen to music.
Always something on.
No music.
Wow.
Unless it's contemporary praise music. It's the only thing I was allowed to listen to for 3 weeks.
Okay.
No media, so no Instagram, no Twitter, no nothing.
Yeah, no distractions.
No,
like
nothing.
Cutting all of that.
All of it.
Okay.
And then no video games.
Wow.
The three things that can consume my mind the
Wow.
most on a daily basis.
Wow.
He said, take it out. 3 weeks straight. I need you just to hear from me. So I would get home from work or whatever the case may be. I will work out, and then I'm reading his word.
Wow. Trying
Trying to just gather up context of like, what are you trying to do with me?
Yeah.
So we do this fast.
Mm-hmm.
Make it all the way through. God is good. I felt better, by the way. Felt better. No phone screen kind of consuming my energy. I felt better.
Yeah.
But more importantly, I could hear so clearly. I was in the zone, locked in. I'm in my morning time, 6 a.m. every day now.
Wow.
I wasn't doing that before the fast because of all those distractions.
Yeah.
I'm really at a place where I can really hear from God. So now he's like, all right, back to our conversation from that balcony. Leave corporate America. Excuse me. I had just got a raise the week before that.
What?
Yeah.
No. Yep. Go ahead. Keep going.
He said, leave corporate America. He has had trials and tribulations for me to grow, and it hit certain aspects of my life, physically, mentally. Like I've had to overcome injury. I've had to overcome depression. I've had to overcome these things. He never touched financially, and I knew that. I noticed that. And so we had a little laugh together because I was like, I already know what's next.
Yeah.
And so I already know what's coming next.
Wait. So bring it up to speed. So you're telling me God is taking all these things away from you?
Yes.
You put yourself in a contingency of
Yes.
no medias,
Yes.
all socials,
Yep.
no video games.
Yep.
So essentially all of your likings, all the
All
things
of
that
it.
would take your time,
Correct.
wasting your time.
Correct.
So you did that on your own.
Yes.
And then slowly God just started chipping
away.
and chipping.
Bless
and
me
chipping.
more knowledge every day.
And you notice him chip away stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And so you're looking at the direction he's going with this chip breaker.
Yep.
And you like at the very end,
I was
that
like,
last chip he has to break is going to be that bread.
Because he's never touched it.
Okay.
Throughout my trials and tribulations, I was in between jobs, fresh out of college for 2 months.
Okay.
My rent was not magically, we know who did it. God
paid
paid for it.
Yeah.
I never had to worry about money, even when I was without a job for 2 months.
Wow.
Like, he was giving me random blessings. All throughout these trials and tribulations, financial blessings always came to pass.
Yeah.
So I knew eventually there was going to be a test. what can you do without it? Are you still going to serve me without that financial gain that you've been receiving constantly since you graduated college? Like, how down are you for me? That's basically what he asked me.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, yep. Back to
It's time to leave corporate America. I just got this raise. I'm itching. I'm sweating, and I can feel the enemy kind of working. Like, oh, I'm gonna make this even harder.
Oh no, not the enemy talking too.
I'm gonna make this even harder. So now I just got my raise. God gave me that message. The next Tuesday, I got my first 6-figure offer at a whole different company in Fort Worth, Texas.
6 figures?
To do a lesser version of what I was doing right now.
So you making more? Six
Yes.
figures is over $100,000, by the way.
115 was the actual number.
115, so $115,000 a year.
Yeah.
To do less
Yeah.
than what you're doing, making, I don't know, $75,000 a year.
In that ballpark, yeah.
Go ahead.
And I knew that was my first test. If I wouldn't have fasted, I guarantee I would have jumped all over it.
Would it?
How much money? Yeah, let's talk about
go.
it. I had to sit there and pray. They were willing to skip the interview process. They were like, we just want you to meet the VP of Finance one time. We've heard about you. There was some mutual connection that I didn't even know about.
Yeah.
We've heard about you. We just want to make sure what we heard is true. All you got to do is meet us once. This is
Yours.
It's good.
It's your money. It's your spot. It got your name on it.
So I go back to my quiet time the next morning, and I'm like, God, I know this is a test. Give me the strength. Because a lot of times it's easy for us to complain about what's in our face. But I had to ask God, hey, just get that out of my way, please.
Yeah.
Because I know you got something for me.
Okay.
That Friday, I go to a Grace Prep game. A kid I coached 3 years ago, his father, we ran into each other in a gym and was just like, hey, like, what about your gift? He's the first person I ever called it a gift. So I was just like, oh my goodness, like, I forgot all about that conversation 3 summers ago. He was that coaching gift.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just finished fasting, and God literally just told me to leave corporate America. I think this is the next step. Come to Grace Prep tomorrow night. This is a Thursday. Come to Grace Prep tomorrow night. I already bought your ticket. Like, just come. I go there. Marshall and I walk into the gym, and it was like, have you ever chewed on mint gum and then drank some cold water?
Bruh,
That was the type of chill that I got as soon as I walked into that gym. My entire body. And the Holy Spirit was all up in that gym. I've met some angels in gyms before.
Yeah.
God-fearing individuals, people who used God, you know. But the whole spirit was all up in that gym. I've never felt anything like that.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh my goodness, what is this feeling?
Yeah.
They win, yada, yada. And then I get to get introduced to Coach Duke. That's the head coach. Shout out Coach Duke.
Coach Duke,
at
what's up,
Grace
baby?
Prep.
Yeah.
We have a 10-minute conversation. And once again, the spirits are just on the same wavelength. And, I mean, we hit it off instantly. We were DMing each other, I mean, that night.
Yeah.
Hey, good
back and
game.
forth,
We talk, even now, we just talk shop. Like, it just connects. And I was like, oh, my goodness. Like, I think this is the next step. I told him the story. Hey, like, I'm leaving corporate America. God told me to go. And he just was like, wow, let's do it.
Wow.
Simple as that.
Wow.
Let's do it.
Wow.
So that happened early February, and we just started getting the ball rolling for that. So in between that and when I finally transitioned was this blank period.
Okay.
And God was like, oh, we're not done yet.
Okay.
Focus on me.
Still. This is after Grace Prep, 115 offer, talking to Coach Duke. God is still speaking, saying, hey, focus on me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was a little discouraged at first because I wasn't elected the #1 national team coach for Pro Skills.
Okay.
So it was a question of like, okay, like, are we going to still do this? They broke the team up. Things aren't going your way. Like, how do you want to go about this spring and summer? So I was really on the fence.
Okay.
We had a tournament in Memphis. It was our second official tournament, first travel tournament.
Okay.
And I connected with those boys in such a way to where God was like, this is what I mean by listen to me. Because I was ready just to be like, okay, let me focus on Grace Prep. Or let me make as much money as I can before this. No. He was like, this is where you need it right now.
Okay. Okay.
We connect. I connect with almost really the entire team that one weekend. And I knew, okay, I got to finish the season.
This is it.
So
carried on.
Exactly.
Really?
Exactly.
Really?
Yes, sir.
So, man, I got so many questions, bro. I got so many questions for real. Because you're listening out there. You're listening because, man, I got so many questions, bro. I'm sorry. I can't even get them all together right now. I want to know because you're talking to a man out there right now.
Absolutely.
And he's hurt. He's spiritually in tune.
Oh, yeah.
He's heard from God. He knows exactly what he needs to do. I'm talking to the T. And he's still not doing it. His wife's watching him, girlfriend, whoever, fiance, watching him. His dad, his mom, everybody's watching him essentially sell themselves short. Sell yourself short. What advice would you give to the man right now? Right now, he's going through exactly what you went through. He's scared. He got anxiety. His depression's going all over the place. He don't know what to do, but he knows that I'm not supposed to be right where I'm at.
Yeah.
Supposed to be somewhere else. I just don't know where else.
Yeah.
What do you say to that man?
I say pray to God for direction first and foremost, direction and discernment. Just ask him to kind of lead your steps. And then secondly, pray to God for confidence. Pray to God for the confidence in him, the faith in him to go out there and he'll allow you to execute whatever the plan is for him. I think that was the biggest thing for me was just the confidence to actually leap and do it.
Yes.
All my life after college, hey, like, what are you going to do about basketball?
Yeah.
I was ready just to straight up throw it away.
Done.
I was completely like, I accepted it.
Out of here.
And at first it was my parents.
Yeah.
Then it was peers. Then it was old coaches and players like, you should really still be in this game.
Yeah. We need you.
The more we poke, the more we push. I got the awareness of, okay, let me ask God. Let me actually double check. It's because I just wrote it off. I didn't make it. Cool.
Okay.
Next.
Signed yourself
Yeah,
off.
I signed myself off.
Okay.
Let me ask God, though, was I supposed to do that? No.
Okay.
He said you were the only person that counted yourself out. You know those dudes who like make it and there's like all these haters?
Yeah.
I was my only hater. I was my only hater, bro.
No haters. You was hating on you.
I was my only hater.
You praying on your own downfall.
Basketball. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so we kind of had that coming to Jesus, pun intended,
Yeah.
to where, no, you're supposed to be in this game.
Yeah.
And then I said, God, give me the confidence to go forward then.
Okay.
And then he just aligned my steps. So that's why I would just tell them, ask for direction and then ask for the confidence to execute it.
Yes. Because it
that.
seems like God ordered your steps.
Absolutely.
He ordered them for you.
Absolutely.
And you're pretty much asking him, hey, is this the right order?
Yeah.
Am I taking the right step? Because I don't want to misstep.
I don't want to
If I misstep, I know I'm not in your will. And the worst place for us believers is to be outside
Absolutely.
of the will of God.
Absolutely.
So what nobody talks about is the supporting cast around the time whenever you're having this transition. So what is wifey saying? What is fiance saying in this? Because she's been with you since this time that she knew about the 115 offer.
Oh, yeah.
She knew about Grace Prep, Pro Skill.
Yep.
What is she saying in your ear as you're going through this battle?
Oh, yeah. Ironically enough, this was one of the finalizing factors of like, oh, no, you are supposed to marry this girl. She was more for it than me.
Wow.
She lit up harder than I did. Wow. She was like, oh, my goodness. So you mean to tell me your job can be your passion? Your job can be your gift that you always come home talking about? Because when she would ask me how was work, I would tell her about the practice that I had after work.
I want to talk about work.
I don't want to talk about them numbers. Let's talk about X. No.
Yeah.
So she lit up and she was like, you got to go for this right now.
Wow.
And she was like, this is your second chance. This is your second chance.
Okay.
With basketball, because I kind of felt I was in love with basketball. Then I
Yes.
fell out of love.
Yes.
But now I'm back in love.
Yes.
Do I want to keep that love, or do I just walk away right now and not get hurt again? You know, mentally and emotionally. Because divorcing myself from basketball hurt a lot.
Absolutely.
That's I grieved, if you will.
Okay.
And I was afraid of grieving again. If I come back into this and I have to grieve again, that's gonna hurt.
No, you talking to somebody right now.
Oh, I was afraid of getting hurt again, for sure. But she was, when I say all for it, she sold me the dream that night. I mean, we talked about it till about 2 a.m. Like, if this is what you need to do, let's start preparing for this now.
Set the plan.
What's the plan for this now, for this to work out?
Wow.
She said, if you make this much or this much, I love you the same.
Wow.
Which every man wants just to believe that off rip, but I needed to hear that. I needed to verbally hear that my value was not predicated on how much money I made.
Ladies, you listening. Ladies, you are listening right now. Your words are so powerful to your man.
Oh, man.
Your words are so powerful to your man. Can I say it the third time?
Absolutely. Run it back.
Your words are so powerful to your man. Yeah. What? When she said that to you, bruh, because I can only imagine it. Man. If my fiance said something like that to me, bruh, like,
man,
let's go make this baby real quick, and then we're going to come on back and finish this plan.
Man. The funniest part was, though, have you seen that Shannon Sharp meme where he was like, That was God. Because I was trying to throw excuses of why I shouldn't go through with this plan. After he gave me the steps and the confidence, there was still that little self-doubt. I was like, but God. As soon as she said that, God was just like, anything else?
What else you got?
Your value is not going to diminish. She verbally just.
Yeah,
I've
given you everything that you need.
There's nothing. There's no, like, you can't turn. There's nothing where we can turn to, like, oh, I can't do this because of.
Yeah.
So it was God, like, all right, now you see it's me and you for real.
Yes.
Like, are you going to do this or not? You're out of excuses.
Yes. Now, as a man.
Oh, yeah.
When your wife, future wife,
says
that to you, what does that now do to you moving forward?
Oh.
What did that feeling feel that next morning you woke up? When she told you that next morning you woke up, take me through that day, that thought process. Because now you know.
Oh, yeah.
The night before, you didn't know. Mm-hmm. Now you know. Everything is signed, sealed, delivered. Every box is checked. What do you do then?
I've been on fire ever since. I woke up on fire, and I've been on fire ever since.
Okay.
I took this basketball craft to such an intensity that I never have before because I understood in that moment when I woke up, she's willing to invest in me. She sees an investment opportunity, and if anyone in my life has invested in me to any degree, I've always felt compelled and obliged to at least give them a return of investment.
Yeah.
But with the one I love is going to invest in me like that.
Yeah. Say no more.
I'm going to make sure I do everything in my power to make it. I started watching film of games that don't even have to do with me.
Wow.
Looking to learn that next day.
Yes.
Looking to learn new sets, new defensive rotations. Like,
yes.
I took basketball more serious as a overall than I ever had combined.
Yes.
College, high school, AAU. Like, I take this game very seriously now. It set me on fire.
So to you listening out there, because they're saying to you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
They're saying to you, Coach Manny, hey, bro, you're doing too much. Like, basketball ain't that deep. It's just an orange sphere with some lines in it.
I get that
may
a
say
lot.
Spalding, may say Wilson. Like, you're doing the most, Coach.
Yeah.
You just an assistant varsity basketball coach. It's just some teenagers at Pro Skill 2020.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing too much. Relax. Don't you, like, something, bro, I promise you, somebody is listening right now saying, bro, you should have took that 115 opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
You stupid for not taking it. What do you say to that person?
I trust the plan that God has for me.
Okay.
And I'm going to do my best and give God the rest.
Oof.
Simple as that.
Okay.
When I was playing, there was doubters, there was hate of like, well, what if you don't do this? What if you don't try your best on this?
Yes.
And I fell to the peer pressure, if you will.
Okay.
I was deemed a ball hog as a young hooper.
Okay.
Oh, Manny don't pass the ball. Manny don't pass the ball. So I folded 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th grade.
Okay.
12th grade. I instantly became a pass first point guard just
Really?
because I wanted to appease society.
Yeah.
Not because I thought it was going to help me win games
Yeah.
more. I wanted people to like me.
You speaking.
So I told myself, if I ever got another opportunity with this basketball thing, I would
Yeah.
never conform to the desires of others.
Okay.
Like I started this conversation about do it for you.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for me and God this time, not for the others around me. For real. That's how I look at it, man.
If you're just joining us, we have Coach Emmanuel Calton, head coach of Pro Skills 2027, and Grace Prep assistant varsity basketball coach. We're about to get into some questions.
Let's do it.
You ready?
Let's do it, man.
You show.
Let's do it, man.
Now, with these questions, I'm not going to tell you who they're from.
But I could probably figure it out.
You might, because some of them name drop. Some of your boys name drop themselves. And I'm just going in order.
Let's do it.
I'm going to go in order.
All right.
Best J. Will story. Yeah, come on. J. Will, you watching, young brother? J. Will is one of Coach's players, and he's one of my young clients as well. So we both personally know J. Will. What's your best J. Will story?
My best J. Will story actually is kind of when we met.
Okay.
We were at the South Lake Mark. There's not a whole lot of African Americans hooping at South Lake Mark. So you remember a face.
Yes.
We saw each other. It is what it is. I was training a whole nother kid.
Yeah.
He was on the other side of the court. We looked at each other. What's up?
What's that?
Kept
Yeah.
going. He DMs me a couple days later.
Okay.
Hey, can you work me out? I saw what you were doing. I want to get to that level. And I was just like, how serious are you about this basketball stuff?
Yeah.
You know? Because I don't want to just train someone for the clout, train someone just because I want to make this an investment opportunity.
It's your gift. You don't play with your gift.
We're going back and forth with this, and we're talking about compensation. He's like, at the time, I think he was 14. Okay. So he's like, I can't really make money on my own to be throwing out cash.
Coach, let me ask my mom and
dad. So I said, let's barter.
Okay.
I was like, if you're really serious about knowing and getting better, you got to know the game.
Yeah.
It's not just dribbling.
Yeah.
You got to know the game. be my assistant coach for free. I'll train you in compensation.
Wow.
He agreed to it.
Wow. Okay.
He was showing up to my practices.
Yeah.
And the games that he could, mind you, he was still playing games.
Yeah.
At his own AAU, his own summer league, and he would show up.
Dog.
And when he couldn't, he would text me, "Hey, coach, not gonna be able to make it tonight." And I was just like, "Oh, you're for real.
Huge.
You're for real."
Huge.
So every time I could, I would take him to my school. We'd get work in. Even now, it's free work whenever he needs it, man.
Really?
Because he held his end of the deal, and I was so impressed for someone at that age to take basketball that seriously. So that's my favorite, Jay Will.
Jay Will.
Yeah,
And Jay Will, Grace Prep, correct?
Yes, sir.
So he's starting varsity, correct?
Yes, sir.
Jay Will, we're going to see you this year, bro.
Big year, Jay Will.
Jay Will, we're going to see you. Do not embarrass yourself, because I said your name on this podcast now. Don't embarrass yourself. But we praying for you, bro. We know you're going to do good.
Sure.
We ain't worried about it.
Absolutely.
Now, between me and you, who is better in Madden? Yeah, come on, coach. Yeah, come on, coach. It's the
I'm
question.
on the hot seat.
It's the second question.
I'm on the hot
It's the
seat.
second question, coach.
So hold on. Between like me and you, or are we saying someone random is calling me out about Madden?
No. Someone
CJ.
that knows us.
Ooh,
They know me.
don't
They
do
know
that.
Emmanuel
Don't do
Clayton,
that. Don't
and
do
they know
that. Don't do
CJ
that.
Moss. Who is better in Madden out of Emmanuel Clayton and CJ Moss?
All right, I'm gonna give it to you like this.
Oh, here you go.
Are we doing it facts or are we doing feeling? Which one is it? Just let me know which one it is so I can know the answer, okay? If we're going by record of wins and losses, it's just sheer wins and losses. I think that I have that upper hand. If we're just going off of wins and losses, there's no context of what's going on.
Okay. What's the answer?
Off of the context of fact. I'm going to have to say me. Off the context of fact. Only fact. There's no context. There is no added backstory, like blowout games or, you know. 'Cause I'm not going to lie.
Just
You've blown me out more than I've ever been blown out in my life. 30, 40 points.
Okay.
It hurts the heart,
okay.
you know, more than anyone.
Okay.
So I respect you as a Madden gamer.
Okay.
Fully. I would never slander you.
Okay.
Especially in the public eye.
I feel like you're doing that right now.
Oh, no.
Without doing it.
No, oh, never.
I feel like you do. You're rubbing the knees. You hit me with the old knee rub right
Hey.
Now for my question real quick, so I know who's better at 2K. Since we said Madden, you better at Madden. Who better at 2K?
Can I redo my answer?
No. No.
Oh, because I'm better at
No.
2K. No one is better than me at 2K. I will go
You
to the
so?
grave. No one's better than me at 2K. I will
No
go to the
one.
grave. All the kids I've played, peers, it doesn't matter who you are. I know I've 20-balled you at least once. I know I have.
To y'all listening out there, you're listening right now. He just said pray for confidence. This is what he's talking about. Pray for God to give you confidence in all aspects of your life. Next question, bro. What was the hardest thing? Nope. Okay, the question don't really make sense, but I'm going to make it make sense. What is the hardest thing about balancing basketball and academics when you were in college?
Time management, 100% time management. College practices can go up to 3 hours. So
wow.
say we have class 8 to 12, we eat lunch, do whatever the case may be. Say we have practice 3 to 6. You're exhausted after a long day. But from 3 to 6, okay, I'm a hooper. But from 7 to midnight, are you going to go play the game? Are you going to play in that Super Smash Brothers tournament downstairs in the common area? Or are you going to try to at least read the textbook? Or at least if you got a test, are you going to study? Or are you going to have fun in this moment? And I'll live with whatever happens then.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie to you. My freshman year, I chose Super Smash Brothers.
Well.
I played Super Smash Brothers 30 minutes before my final instead of studying again for my final.
Did you pass the
I
final?
failed that final. And I'm just keeping it to you straight. I got on academic probation as a freshman.
Wow.
But I turned it around by making the honor roll.
Wow.
Yeah.
So your lack of focus on the right thing.
Just straight time management.
Okay.
I was playing the game. I was going out to eat. Just doing, I'm a college kid with liberty. Now I'm 18. I can go wherever I want, no curfew. Instead of 30 minutes, just 30 minutes to an hour. Let me read this textbook right quick. Let me at least look at the review for the exam.
Something.
Time management, it makes or breaks you.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Now to the young college kid, he just graduated senior year.
Yeah.
He's going to play college ball somewhere. D1.
Yeah.
What do you say to him? He's same way I said earlier to the high school young guns. Like they're about to go into a new world. You're about to go into an ocean size of a world when you go to college.
Yes.
All them folks coming from around the world to
literally.
one facility.
Yeah.
What do you say to that young man?
Be okay with the new challenges. Be okay with maybe not being the most athletic by far in the gym anymore.
Okay.
That's a big one. Like you just said, at all levels of college, I realized, wait, y'all can do something at the same level I can. That's humbling. That's humbling as a college player.
Yeah.
Because in high school and middle school, you're cream of the crop in almost every category.
Okay.
Even my weaknesses, I'm better than the average high school kid at.
Yeah.
But now we're in this situation to where whatever you're best at is equal to whatever I'm best at minimum. At minimum.
Okay.
So be okay with that type of competition. I've seen a lot of kids, especially as freshmen, kind of fold like, oh, wait, you're just as good as me. You're just as good as me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to shine anymore. They kind of just fold by themselves.
Yeah.
Go out there.
Instead of stepping up to the plate.
Got to step up to the plate.
So you don't have to prove it.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. It's a mental game. The physical,
absolutely.
The physical is obvious. They'd be a little stronger, whatever the case.
Yeah.
But the biggest jump is a mental game.
Yeah.
The reason I was able to play as a freshman was my mentality of like, no matter the challenge that's in front of me, I'm looking to overcome it. I'm looking to earn my keep.
Yeah.
Like you may know more than me right now, 18 to a 22-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, of course.
But I'm going to work as hard to make sure at least I get some on this floor.
Really?
So it's a mentality.
Yes.
I had other freshmen that year that backed down to it. They didn't want that type of pressure. They didn't want to take. They wanted that type of challenge.
Really?
I was willing to go and guard a senior and call him out. By the way, call out a senior that I'm guarding. Hey, I got him.
Yeah.
Making it known to the coach, like, give me his minutes.
Because I just want to get better. He could cook me. He could drop 50.
If he scolds me, no, I tried.
I'm stepping up.
To where others, hey, you want to sub in? I'm good.
I'm good.
Give me your reps.
Okay.
Give me your reps.
So
then.
you want that?
Yeah.
I want all that.
So you gotta want that.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, is that translation to how you coach your players now too?
Oh.
Come on, look.
As intense as I was for myself as a player, I'm more intense as a coach.
Yeah.
I hold my kids to such a standard that, to be quite and frank, it's unfair.
Yes.
It is an unfair standard.
Okay.
Their margin of error is minuscule.
Okay.
And I don't do that to break them. I do that because if they can get to where that's their standard now, once they get to high school, they're mad at themselves because they only made one turnover, while the average freshman probably made 6.
Okay.
So
your standard of mistake is going to where you're going to go, because they're not going to stay at pro skills. They're not going to stay at Grace Prep.
Exactly.
You're going to propel, which every coach wants their player is to
That's what it's about.
excel
Who
in
are
life.
you after me?
Yes.
That's the biggest.
Okay.
In the moment, though, sometimes players don't like it.
Yes.
Sometimes parents really don't like it because they don't see the direction that we're trying to go, because a lot of people like to live in the now. They love to live in the now. You want to think forward, always think forward.
Okay.
But the kids who took that challenge, I'm already knowing this year I'm going to see them in the newspaper. I'm going to see a write-up about it.
Okay. You already know.
I expect it.
Okay.
I expect it.
That's your expectations of your.
Yes.
How is it like playing with Miles Turner?
Man, oh man.
Side note, Miles Turner, like I said earlier in the show, he is the starting center for the Indiana Pacers in the NBA. It's an NBA team. Miles Turner is 7-foot giant.
Yeah, man.
Tough. Go ahead.
So I met him right in the middle of 8th grade, like spring of 8th grade year.
Okay.
So we're about to go to 9th grade.
Okay.
Playing with him was really fun. I got to learn. Because he went about this thing as a pro before it was cool to go about this thing as a pro. So he's stretching for real before we're practicing.
Okay.
After practice, shout out Dave, his father, icing his knees, stretching them out.
Wow.
Maintenance.
Yes.
And I'm just like, we're 13. Nah, he knew what he was doing.
Okay.
He treated this game like a pro and made me step up my game to where I saw him going hard in sprints, and I was like, you don't even have to do that, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you're already a starter. I was like, let me go hard then.
Okay.
Let me match your intensity.
He made you level up.
Every practice, I'm looking at him.
Wow.
What's he doing that makes him stand out, and how close can I mirror that?
Okay.
On the floor, oh my gosh.
Oh,
my first
15
game.
blocks a game, bro. Shoot.
I played a game with Miles where he had 18 blocks in one game.
18 blocks.
1-8. We were at the MAC. I'll never forget.
For reference, the
Louisville.
average block in the NBA games are like 2-3 at best.
Yeah, if you get 4, you really onto something.
18 in a game?
I can't make this up.
Go ahead.
I was one to reach on defense a lot.
Okay.
And I used to get in trouble when I didn't have a front line like a Miles
Yeah.
Turner. You can't do that because you're going to give up a layup.
Right.
I reached here, and if I got it, cool, we got the layup.
Yeah.
But if I don't get it, I literally would turn around, they'd try to shoot some little floater, some little.
I got a rebound.
He would send it. He would send it straight to transition. straight to transition.
We got numbers.
I was like, does that count as an outlet pass? I mean, he would just swat it, bro. So playing with Miles gave me a security on defense that I never had again. I was like, I can get beat.
Yeah.
I'm playing as close as I can on the ball.
Base guard, yeah.
I know I can get beat.
Yeah.
Because
backside help.
Big brother got that right there.
Ready to go.
Man. So that
Really?
was, I loved it.
Really?
And he was a leader. I was always forced to be a leader because I was one of the better players on every team I've ever played.
Okay.
He was a real leader.
Okay.
He chose and woke up to be a leader.
Wow.
I never encountered that. That was inspiring.
Okay.
We had to shoot free throws at the end of practice. Coach Greg Bugner, he's an assistant coach for the Cavs now.
Yep.
He held us to that similar standard that I'm talking about for 8th graders.
Yeah.
He expected the most out of us.
Really?
Hey, before practice is over, if we hit these 2 free throws, we can go home. But if not, we got about 5 suicides.
Wow. Accountability.
Miles goes, I got it.
Wow.
Everyone else was quiet, like, I don't want to shoot that. I got it.
So, yep.
Ice in his veins. Let's go home. A leader.
Leader on and off the court.
Man,
So you can have nothing but respect for that man.
nothing since I was 13. I was like, oh, you take this for real.
Wow.
Yeah.
What got you into coaching and what got you into AAU specifically, likes and dislikes of AAU? So it's kind of a threefold question.
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm gonna give you the honest truth instead of the fairy tale answer.
Okay.
I was waiting for my corporate job to start up after college, and they said the offer won't come until September 3rd. It's like,
Okay.
you won't start working until September 3rd. So
Yeah.
from July and August, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
So Higher Goals is the team that Miles and I played on.
Okay.
And I knew Wayne. He was the owner of Higher Goals. And he was just like, hey, like, I know you've been doing a couple summer camps here and there, but can you fill in for one of my coaches? He got sick or something. He was like, it's 8th grade, like lower level, like, rec
Not
league.
that deep, yeah.
He was like, just do it. I went in there. I had fun. I had fun.
Yeah.
And we won.
Oh, even
And
for
I
her.
was just like, hold on, I got to rush off of this.
Yeah.
So I was like, Wayne, like, what else you got for me? So I
Yeah.
start subbing in different teams.
Okay.
And then that summer ended. We're going to the fall. I've already started my corporate America job.
Yes.
And he was like, you want to coach? Just, something to do, a little side
Yeah.
money. I'm still thinking on a financial perspective.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get ahead. Yeah, I got you. I can do that. I started falling deeper and deeper in love into it to where I had my own elite team, if
Yeah.
you will, for that organization. And then I needed something bigger.
Yeah.
And then Pro Skills came.
Wow.
And it got deeper and deeper.
Right.
So that's how I got into it. At first it started off with just making some extra money.
Yeah.
This became my true passion.
Wow.
By the time I started Higher Goals, I'm not gonna lie, I was making up to $1,000 a month
Wow.
just to coach.
Okay.
Pro Skills, I did it for free.
Okay.
The evolution of it
was
just kept
different for you.
Man.
Okay.
So-
And I got one more question, but I'm asking another question
For sure.
at the end of that one. Likes and dislikes. One like and one dislike of AAU.
Ooh. The dislikes. I have a few. That's hard to choose from just one. What I like about it is I feel like I'm a GM. I
Okay.
get to kind of contort my roster to my liking
Yeah.
of what I think will bring the most success. Instead
Yeah.
of, when you're in like a public high school, it's like whoever lives here, lives here.
Yes.
Private school is like whoever enrolls here, enrolls
Yeah.
here.
Okay. So it's a different. Yep.
I've been playing against every one on my team for at least 2 years, coaching against them.
Okay.
So I've been watching. I know their games in and out. Some of them,
Okay.
as competitors, gave me 20, 30, even, 35. Like,
Wow.
And I was just, in the moment, I was in awe. But in the back of my mind, I was like,
Yeah.
I want to form
need
some
that.
type of Avengers
Avengers.
with each kid that gave me grief.
Wow.
It started with this kid named Brody. I'm really close to him and his
Okay.
family. Great guy. He was in 5th grade. We're at the Grapevine rec. Bro, it's a rec game. But it's
Yes.
the most heated rec game I've ever
Of
played.
course.
I'm sending 4 of my kids to this tall kid. And I'm
4?
thinking, like, he's tall, he can't dribble. Fast break layup. I was like, someone stop this kid.
Yeah.
I'm livid.
Hot.
But after he beats me in the championship game
Yes.
right there.
Oh, okay.
I'm mad. But in the back of my mind, I was like,
We need you.
I hope I can coach him one
We
day.
need you, son.
And each player that's on my Pro Skills team right now
Yeah.
has some type of similar story like that.
Really? Then that's gonna lead me to my next one. How is Jay Ben as a player? How is it coaching him this season?
Man, Javen is one of my dogs.
Is it Jabin?
Yeah, Javen.
Not Jay Ben.
We
Jabin.
joke and call him J Ben, but it's actually Javen.
Jabin.
Yeah.
All right.
He
Yeah, Javen.
he made me a better coach. He
Wow.
pushed me to be a better coach
Really?
in many ways. One, with patience. He has a lot of tendencies that I had as a young teenager. He would shoot early in the shot clock, whatever
Yeah.
the case may be. You got to be patient with him because a player like him, he's going to hit those shots.
Yes.
You can't take away that confidence from him.
Wow.
he was sending me scouting reports, doing film sessions with me. Coach, what do you think about this? How can I get better? How can the team get better? Or we play this team. What's their weaknesses? Tell me their weaknesses so I can study on that. So I had to do my research well in advance, just because I know Jabin was coming around the corner. How can you help me?
Because he wants to get better.
He needed to get better.
It's easy to coach a player that wants to get better.
To where I guarantee 95% of these AAU coaches this year was not watching film, wasn't doing player analysis, things like that. I had to, because Jabin was knocking on my door. Hey, what you got for me?
I need something.
But it got to the point, it rubbed off to where we had a group chat for scouting reports.
Wow.
Just for the scouting reports. And it all started because Jabin made me a much better coach. Oh, he pushed me.
Wow.
He made me stretch my capacity of what coaching is supposed to. Oh, don't just show up on game days.
Yeah.
That's not enough.
Show up.
How can I get better individually? How can I get my team better, be a better leader, and be prepared for my opponent?
Wow.
He's asking me those 4 questions every week.
Wow. And
going into the 9th grade. I know high school and college, but I didn't even watch film like that in college. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. Jabin wants it.
He really wants it.
Wow. Well, shout out to our boy Jabin now. Man. In closing, because that hour went by fast, bro, you just blessed us with some free. Hey, Coach Emmanuel Calton has blessed us with free game from his faith walk with God, his obsession with basketball, but also his gift in basketball and teaching and coaching and being the best version of himself that he believes he can be. Now, he just told you it was not easy. It was not easy for this man. But yes or no, was it worth it?
Far worth it.
Worth it.
Far worth it.
And in closing, for the people, for you, for them, for all of eternity, what is one piece of free game that you received that you want to bless the people with?
Can I give you a scripture? Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understandings. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. Wow. That's the free game right there, just because you and I both know life can get tricky. There's detours and curveballs that we could, as calculated as we are, could never calculate. We could never, I thought about that. But I've learned every time that I try to do it myself, I come up short. And sometimes it's right there. Like, I work hard, but it's right there.
Right there.
Still short.
Wow.
But with God, I don't even got to work that hard. I just got to trust in him. I've yet to come up short with God. Every time that he's been in my plans intentionally, I haven't lost yet.
Look here, y'all. If you go back to your life after listening to this episode and you don't do anything and you don't take any leap of faith, I don't know what else to tell you. This man has just showed you with his life, because most of y'all concerned about money. He just told you that he essentially took a half pay cut to do what God called him to do and to be able to be in his purpose. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Man, Coach, I appreciate you coming out to us.
Man, thank you for having me.
Hey, y'all, we have Coach Emmanuel Calton, head coach of Pro Skills 2027 and varsity assistant basketball coach at Grace Prep Academy.
Yes, sir.
We will see you next week. Any last words?
God bless. Take care.
See you next week. Let's get it. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Podcast where we give you free game for this game called life through interviews, stories, and experiences. Because I can't lie to y'all, life can be hard and challenging without the proper information and wisdom. So we're going to have on entrepreneurs, athletes, business owners, experts of all fields, social media influencers, and just flat out great people with amazing stories. So tap in with us every Friday at 11 a.m. to get yourself some free game. Let's get it.